I'm currently not attending school for lack of funds. I'm an AB 540 student. There's no way that I even come to school part-time. Over when I was a community college student, I saved over $10,000. They're gone.
My mom's a nurse, but because she has that title, it's hard for me to be able to receive financial aid.
I think actually the people who come from low-income families are the ones who work hard because we know what it's like to have that lack of privilege to, want something, not be able to have it because your parents cannot give it to you. So you work harder.
People who have so much money that it doesn't even matter how much it costs, they don't even understand how valuable this college education is.
When President Obama graduated law school, when he was running for office, he was talking about how they graduated law school and he and his wife each had $100,000 in debt. And as an economist, I look, yeah, you're a Harvard lawyer. Who's supposed to pay for your law school? So I look at it kind of the same way when kids are going to CSUN, that if they were to see a $10,000 bill every year, even if they had to borrow the money because they can't afford it, if it's not worth it to them, why is the state paying for it?
There are many things over where the money is wasted. The money is not being utilized properly at correct places and all that. Yeah, unfortunately, many people and as well as international students are suffering from this issue.
Because someone is financially irresponsible, it doesn't necessarily it doesn't correlate with their desire or their want or their need for education. If people get here to the college level and they have bad work ethic and they're failing out of classes, making college cost more isn't going to make them study harder. It's just going to make them not afford it and accrue more debt. What's going on in primary education that's making it so that people are having to take remedial classes when they get here? What's going on in primary and in childhood, adolescence that's making it so that people don't feel the desire, feel the need, feel the urgency, and have the work ethic to get through college?
I'm not quite sure what it's going to take to really mobilize students. I mean, I look what's going on in France, they still protest. Look what's happening in the Middle East. I mean, people are risking their lives to get their government out. It's not just students, pretty much as citizens of the United States, we're pretty complacent.
I could say that, like I mentioned before, while I was in a community college for 3 years, I was able to save $10,000. And that was with sacrifices not only from myself working 2 to 3 jobs, but of my mother. There's a lot of misconceptions and a lot of people make a lot of assumptions of low-income people that we're lazy, that we don't do much. It's hard for everybody, I'm sure, but AB 540 students more so because we're not allowed to get any sort of aid or help when you're in college. And so the more they increase tuition, the more it's going to be very difficult for us to be here, and we want to be here. And so when they make these increases, I think they're just making these decisions without any knowledge of the people that they're serving. So it's very unfortunate.
Citizens. A citizen is a very broad definition. People have different definitions for them. Some feel that citizens are only documented individuals. I disagree. I feel that citizens are people who are living here, period. And people who are living here, period, are our responsibility. It doesn't matter if they're legal or illegal, documented or undocumented.
Education is essential to, develop a nation, and it's essential to our future. Right now, we have to build a foundation. I know we're going through the budget cuts and stuff right now, and we still got to let our aura shine and smile, because life is hard. No smiles, no dimples. Enslaved in my mind, I got whips and chains in my mental, and no mentor for the children growing up with no pops. Mama never had it, so the brother knocks rocks. Now he a product of his environment. Ain't it so sad to see? If it's not overseas, it's not declared a tragedy. But we living in this fallacy. They like it like a simile. We trying to rise, but then they gun down brother Huey, vanished like black fists on black militants, trapped behind bars like linguistics that I spit. And as I said, I'm awaiting my sentence. Graduation dates extended because these cuts from the government, but they have consequences, bitter repercussion, making it seem like intelligence don't mean nothing. Ain't it something? But we can overcome this fight if we just unite. Then we can show our pearly whites and smile.
Each generation must find their historical mission and either fulfill it or betray it. Each generation must find their historical mission and either fulfill it or betray it. Fulfill it or betray it. Fulfill it or betray it. Fulfill it or betray it.